Hello and welcome to your Money Q&A question of the day. I'm Stacy Johnson, your host, and this is brought to you by MoneyTalksNews.com, serving up the best in personal finance news and advice since 1991. We've been at it for a long time. Here's our question today. It is from Pat. And Pat says, I just retired from teaching last June with a 403B. I've been told it's advisable to change that to an IRA. What's your advice on that? Well, for those of you who don't know what a 403B is, it's basically the nonprofit equivalent of a 401k. It's a retirement fund that you have at work. And when you leave your job, you're often allowed to move these from where they are to your own self-directed IRA. And that gives you some more flexibility. And it's often encouraged by commission salespeople who want you to move your retirement funds from where they can't reach them to where they can. And you do that by rolling from your existing retirement plan that's sponsored by your employer to a self-directed IRA that they can help you with. Now, let's look at three different things. Number one, the pros to rolling over are streamlining. So for example, you can have, if you've got 5 different retirement plans with different places that you've worked, you can all put them in one place. And now you've got all your money in one place. You got one statement to look at, things of that sort, makes it simpler. Also, you can have more investment options. As you know, when you're in a 401k or 403b at work, you may have a lot of different funds to choose from, but they're still limited. Whereas an IRA, you could actually buy a single share of one stock, or there's a lot of different things that you could buy. So theoretically, you have more investment choices in an IRA. Now, I'll tell you, in my own life, I have a 401k. My wife had a 403b. She worked at a hospital. When she left there to go work at a private doctor's office, she had a 403b. And she said, should I move it to an IRA? I said, no. Here's what I did. I looked up to see, and this is my second point, how much is it costing? The 403b where she had it was very, very low expenses, and the returns were good. And she wasn't forced. Sometimes they force you to take it out, but she wasn't being forced to take it out. So I said, let's just leave it where it is. So that's the second thing you need to look at when you're looking at this thing, Pat. How much are you going to pay if you leave it there? Some 403bs have high fees. Some have very low fees. Some have great investment choices. Some don't. So you've got to evaluate the cost of the annual management fee. And you can just call them up and ask them. You don't have to read a bunch of crap in the prospectus. Just call them up and say, how much does this cost me every year? And then compare that to how much it might cost you to have a self-directed IRA. Okay, final thing, and this is something I alluded to at the beginning, be aware, be careful of commission salespeople. Like I said, a lot of the advice, I don't know where this question is coming from, but she says she's been advised to change her 403b to an IRA. I will bet you that she's being advised to do that by a commission salesperson who can't make commissions off of her 403b, but who can make commissions off of her IRA. So I would be very, very careful when you're taking advice from commission salespeople of any kind, whether they be realtors, car salesmen, or investment specialists. I hope that answers your question, Pat. There's plenty more info at MoneyTalksNews.com. You can just search terms like rollover, 403b, 401k, IRA, and you'll find article after article. We've got thousands. And I think that's it for today. If you have a question of your own you want to ask, just subscribe to the Money Talks newsletter, which takes 5 seconds on our homepage. And then when you get it in your inbox, just hit reply and ask a question. I don't answer them all because we get tons, but I'll try to do the best I can. I hope you guys have a very profitable day, and I will see you next time.